It's kind of like you're
5 seconds.
You're standing still. You're kind of practicing with your judo master with your battle stance. You're kind of like, how do you stand correctly? You're getting ready for it, but then you never actually get to use it. So unless the enemy actually comes at you, you will be prepared. But I mean, this doesn't always apply to Dota. Like when you have a defensive strat, but you don't play it defensively, then you've done a mishap somewhere. But yeah, these heroes definitely allow you to play a tiny bit more cautious, keep an eye open. We are not playing too aggressive, so we should be more reactive and responsive to what the enemy is going to be doing. And also the core players who are not rotating between lanes, especially if we talk about the early mid-game phases, is you know that you can't go too deep into lanes, for example. Talk about like if this Snapfire with this high damage output, you've got Centaur, catches one good stun. If you're too far away, no one can help you, so you always have to keep that in mind, that your position as a core has to be super important as well. I know I talked about like a million different things there, but still.
I like the million different things you said, but I'm going to add an extra one to that.
Oh yeah, you're grinning at the axe, aren't you?
Yeah. I don't know what the. I'm just not a fan of these heroes. You know, like, where's the damage, Yellow Submarine? You're not meant to be like 100 feet or some nautical distance below water, hiding in a submarine. But doesn't matter anyways. Like you're not doing anything on the map right now. I'm a bit concerned because mudgolems, they present themselves, they enter this second phase, they pick up a centaur because they see the double birds. You know, like you don't go, oh wait,
the double
what are they
birds.
gonna kill? Yeah, like when I see double bird in draft, I'm like, well, there's the Emperor. You know what I mean? Like, I said this as soon as I saw a double bird, my mind went Ember. You know, like the double bird doesn't really bring you much in the game, in the presence. It's all about the fight. It's all about the what can we do in the moment. But it provides minimal. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It provides some type of lane pressure, but not really kind of that map presence like I've been mentioning. And now mudgolems, they've got this Ember that can sweep the map, never gets really punished. And there's so much pressure that this axe, if he doesn't have a good lane, then where's that stun? Where's that initiation coming from your submarine? It's gone. So mudgolems, all they have to do is identify that if Axe has a good game could be rough. If Axe has a bad game, we're in a good spot. We have these ways to play out the game. I will say the saving grace of Theo Submarine is there's no innate save right now for mudgolems. Sure, you could argue like the pipe and the Axe from Centaur will kind of be like a soft save, but there's not like immediate save, like a disruption or an imprison, you know, this type of thing, like an oracle. So if they do get this call onto Skeeter, and we've seen Skeeter's positioning, it can be topsy-turvy. You know, it can have good times and bad times. So this axe could be like the Skeeter counter. But realistically, it doesn't matter if you kill Skeeter, because Boromir, he's kind of like the big kind of X factor in this team. So I am very concerned that through killing just a Void, Ember has a free game. Through killing just an Ember, Void has a free game. Like, it's so hard to kill these heroes right now. Whew, I am actually really concerned for Yellow Submarine. I don't know if you can see that from all my exclaim.
I can hear from the way you're putting it out, because it kind of sounds like, and it feels like when you're looking at these drafts, that you've built this really big castle, like piece by piece, but if you start chipping it like one piece from there, one piece from there, it doesn't fall. The walls will always stay. The towers will still be there, but you need to demolish the entire goddamn castle if you want to win this team. But if you take down one piece, you're fine. They can keep on going.
Right now, Yellow Submarine, in that castle analogy, they're like one lone archer throwing single arrows at an entire castle. Pew! Hoping that like the king walks out on the gates and gets accidentally headshot from one defensive, one play. It's like, we got him! Alright, they have to surrender, Like, that's what Yellow Submarine, in my opinion, that's what they're doing with this draft. But mudgolems, they pick up this Skyraft Mage. Ooh, I like, they leave Milan's here to last. Like, this is what I mentioned, right? Like, the way that mudgolems play right now and draft is, like, when Milan was in Chaos, his hero pool, we'd have to focus around, because he had a very, specialist hero pool. And I don't think we ever fully got to the point of fully understanding how to enable him correctly. But in this team, he has this priority that allows him to have like the best Shadow Demon game, the best Earth Spirit game, a pretty good Sky game. Because, for example, in this game, if you cold embrace a target, bam, Sky damage, boom, see you, buddy. Thanks for playing, you know? And
Hmm.
there isn't that kind of constant aggression that I've mentioned already. So if mudgolems, they just keep running at you, this constant damage, you know, the void, the ember, the sky, pair that with the centaur stampede to disconnect. Like, it's so hard for Yellow Submarine to ever stand at an objective and defend it because right now they don't have that natural core that wants to stand there. Acts as an initiator, reinitiator. Spectre, again, same thing. He haunts in. The double birds, not a lot of praise going towards them, the little flappy boys, but
Yeah.
they don't do it either. Wyvern stands there. So like right now, their mid pick needs to be this active counter to Ember,
Just like last
maybe
game.
like a Monkey King type situation,
Maybe
but that's
maybe
way
maybe a
too.
Nature's Prophet that is actually
Wait, Monkey's
global.
trash. Don't do Monkey. Oh,
Maybe
what are
the
they gonna go
NP
for?
that is actually global. Leshrac, maybe Boots of Travel Lesh, maybe is that the is that the tool?
Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so Leshrac is one of the few heroes that if you have a good lane, you can set the pacing. But I don't wanna be the old the Debbie Downer here, but
Hmm.
it doesn't matter if the Leshrac could have a good lane. You got two birds. Like
Oh my.
like
We're just stuck with the two birds. This is
no, because okay, like
okay.
jokes aside,
Okay.
it's about the idea that when Leshrac wants to make moves, an objective-based moves, he needs to have his team behind him. So think about the key timings in the game, right? 5, 10 catapult waves. There isn't a moment where the Spectre, the Axe, want to really play that aggressive up until they have, you know, maybe like the Manta or the Blade Mail Spectre. You have the Axe with a Blink Dagger. So now you're looking at a 15-minute timing. But Leshrac, his best window of the game is 7 to 15 is like his real get your moment where he can just leave laning phase and be right in your face the entire time. So when I'm saying two different timings on Yellow Submarine, where Leshrac, his best timing is pre-15, and then all the other cores are post-15, there could be a big disconnect in the team where they all just have to accept they have to mutually farm. So I am very worried that this Leshrac could just be kind of out on an island, having to make these plays by himself, supported by
I
two
mean,
birds.
if you think about it, I wouldn't mind being on an island with two birds.
Fair play.
Just saying.
If you're you do you, brother. Oh, they're
Yeah, I mean,
paused. Of course they're paused.
especially when that one you on the island is Leshrac, like the best combination that you can find. I'd like to look for, but I understand your concern.
Thank you. But the concerns are over now. You know, the concerns were present in the draft. Now we're in the
Yes.
game. You have to basically, that's the good thing, right? You have to ignore your concerns and then now just talk about the game. That's
All
as
right.
if the draft continues. Oh, this is going to be hard for Yellow Submarine. It's going to be rough.
I like the way
I think, okay. Sorry, I just want to, you know, clarify. My concerns are very much echoing from game one, which is like the ability to get to the point where they get to play out their draft. To be very clear, so for Yellow Submarine, it's very, very strong once they get to that kind of beautiful moment at the very end of the game, you know, that 30+ minute mark. If they have, you know, the items on Axe, if they have the, you know, the BKB on Leshrac, the Manta plus whatever, the Blade Mail, etc. on Spectre, like they can play out Dota. Because that's when Wyvern Phoenix go from being very weak in laning phase in the early game to very, very strong later on. The issue is getting to that point, it's so incredibly hard when you have this aggression of Ember, Sky, Snap. It's going to be a difficult spot. So there is kind of like different playstyles come out where mudgolems, they can go aggressive and then they can fall back to a later portion of the game. But Yellow Submarines, they're basically always going to want to play defensive, never really make the clean move up until the point where they are itemized correctly. So that's going to be the window we're going to be watching for, is can mudgolems kind of punish that and then break apart Yellow Submarine.
That's a lot to take in. That's
Thank you.
like,
That's
for
fine.
sure.
No, I just wanted to clarify because it's not all doom and gloom. It's just
It's not.
they had the same storyline in game one, and it was very difficult, but they did find some incredible pickoffs. The key thing is, can they do that again when it's all around a core hero this time that needs to have a good lane and maybe
exactly.
could be punished from a key rotation?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for Yellow Submarine, maybe why they didn't get their last game rolling off so well. Like, this is not the main factor, but one of the main factors was they were shut down pretty early on. They had like their cores dying a lot, but still they did not give in to fear. Like if we think about like the Nature's Prophet, he stuck to his item build and it started paying off in the end. Like it was a very low percentage that we might actually see anything come out of a hero that's died 7 to 9 times, but he proved us wrong. He was doing things. He kept to his item build. He didn't give in to fear. And Yatoro, he might just be a little bit too optimistic here. It's a close one, but he will live. He's got the stick.
Look at his items, though.
The stick.
3 tangos, a quelling, a stick. Oh, you're going to have to hug your tower, mate, for a very long time. Or your wyvern. Oh, he doesn't even have a Salvon wyvern.
Oh, no.
Is he just running back to lane?
They've got sticks
he's
because of the sky.
Meet his courier. He's going to go meet his courier and stand underneath the tier 2 for some additional regen.
All right, so I guess this is an idea of, okay, Miposhka's not actually even walking into lane, so it's not even about one hero going in, no. Milan using his mana pool.
He's running all the way back to base. Oh no, Yatoro.
He actually is. Okay, he picks up the salve. Okay.
This feels so bad.
A rough one. Not
I
the best start.
The other thing.
Yes.
Sorry, I was going to say the counterpart is Axe Phoenix is actually a pretty cool lane, to be fair. Like, it is a lot of aggression coming out, so they didn't deal with the potential punishment of an Axe. Like we've seen, for example, on Nigma when with Mind Control when he plays Axe, that teams love to punish him because it's like that's the one component in the draft. But in this game, I'm not seeing that instant okay, this is how they'll punish the Axe kind of factor. So yeah, this will be the key lane for Yellow Submarines in my opinion. If Axe Phoenix have a good start and Leshrac can play well, that could be the start of your timing of that pre-15 minute. You play around these heroes, that could enable the Leshrac, start the ball rolling, suddenly you create enough space for your Spectre.
Does he have the time to leave his lane though? I mean, this is kind of like in game 1, the NP was never able to leave his lane. He lost his tower 7 minutes into Bornea with the Snapfire in that game. Though Snap has a bit more damage output onto buildings than the Ember Spirit does. But how does he play the first minutes? Like when he hits level 6, is that a rotation or is that just stay in lane and farm up?
It's basically all about just farming your lane and being ready for the rotation coming in. The reason why he lost his mid tower in game 1 was because the double support rotation, Undying and Earth Spirit, killing the Fury and unlocking the kind of the tower take with the catapult. So Yellow Submarine, it's more of a playstyle change. Be ready for that potential rotation coming in, and then they'll be perfectly fine. Leshrac will be a hero that can, if anything, if Yellow Submarine bring the heroes in first, Leshrac could easily take your tower with catapult, especially with points in Eden.
Milan might find a kill here. No, he doesn't. Just wondering, does he have the damage with that? That's 60, 100. All right, so that combo is like a tiny bit over 100 damage, so he needs to get like this Winter Wyvern very low until he can throw like both abilities and just surprise, get that surprise kill. They were both dropping low, so I was just waiting. Is he gonna get the chance to throw his combo out? But it kind of wore off as they both just walked away. CS department pretty even here in mid, 14 and 11 for both of these mid players. Orny almost hitting halfway to level 5. Leshrac just a tiny bit behind, even though he's got more denies. Catch up with those few creeps under the tower. Void isn't getting too much out of his lane though. She's now that the snaps the support.
Phoenix.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good lane for that aggression. You have the battle hunger plus the fire spirits. It's an insane amount of damage, and the Snapfire is an aggressive support. It's not really that helpful in this type of situation because you can never kill them, and Void never wants to go play aggressive either. So it is a difficult lane against the Axe Phoenix, and maybe a potential oversight during the draft, especially when thinking about it. So hopefully, if Skeeter can maybe ship out some more regen, they'll be in a good spot.
We got Phoenix coming in mid, contesting the 4-minute rune, and it will be going for Mio, so Toronto, Tokyo.
I think that's fair. I think that is fair. Normally a 50-50, you would want to, who's had the better start to lane, but the fact that Yellow Submarines lost game 1, I'd be a little bit, annoyed if Borneo was able to get the regen rune. So I'm kind of happy that Yellow Submarine, they're getting at least one win, today, the 50-50 rune.
It's also looking like a repeat. I was about to say a three-peat, but it's still game number 2. No kills for the first 5 minutes, so both sides taking their time to farm up. Control out of their lanes. So bad. Might get it. He misses the Fire Spirits. He gets the Icarus dive tick, and the Battle Hunger comes out, but they all come individually, and he misses the Fire Spirits. So that's not gonna be a kill. 33 though. 60 HP, 20 HP. Dagger should do it, and Yatoro picks up first blood.
It's honestly the exact same game as game 1, but then you flip it real quick. Rather than 33 getting first blood, he gets first blooded.
Yes.
Maybe this is the key factor. Whoever all right, we're working out how to beat mudgolems right here.
We did take our time in game number 1 talking about what Yellow Submarine is hoping to do, what they should maybe be doing. Tiny bit of, you know, allowed or legal backseat gaming in a sense. I mean, that's what I've always called casting is, in a sense that, you know, you can just talk things through, but still, I mean, if they actually pull off a big lead against mudgolems, that is, because we didn't see anything resembling close to a lead in game number 1. It was just mudgolems from the start, and they were kind of catching up and learning the pace of the game, learning how mudgolems plays their way through in the game. And 33 might be going down as a second kill. The Splinter Blast slow, the damage kicks in, and that should be Yatoro's kill, but the stun comes out. Is there anything to throw in? Dagger, 1 second, vision is there. Nope, you can't get it. He doesn't get the kill. He buys enough time with that little GG branch thrown into this lane, and he loses vision momentarily to get +5 HP regen. What a god!
That was a nice clean play from 33. You know.
Small things matter, but that was one of those.
Yeah, that was extremely small, but life-saving.
Meanwhile,
actually,
Ember...
no, it was so small, it became big.
Was an attempt on the Ember Spirit in mid, but he pops his Invis rune, so Lesh can't get those pulses to hit.
Yeah, and the key difference in this game, due to the fact that Yellow Submarine are able to have this side lane pressure, it means that the supports are locked into their lanes. We're not able to see this double support rotation mid so early on, and like you're keeping your tower alive. And it potentially opens up for Leshrac. Depending on this 8-minute rune, it could very easily be, you know, get the rune, farm jungle, instantly bomb into that side lane, you take in a tower, and that's how you get the ball rolling. Ooh, nice item from the Leshrac, the Arcane Ring.
Yes, neat to have there. That's a tiny bit of boost for his lane. How he rolls out from this one.
Just look at the CS between Leshrac and Ember.
Yeah.
It's the fact that Leshrac gets to farm jungle. It technically is a small camp, you know, but it's just the matchup, you know. Good old Leshrac can farm jungle so damn quick. Woo.
This, I mean, who is having the least farm in this game? It is the Faceless Void. But Fada's also picked up 17 CS. Snapfire support has almost more CS than the Faceless Void does.
I will say that's most likely the small camp pulls, where he just kind of chunks it down.
It is, but still, he's still got more farm than a +1. But hips don't.
In pure CS, sure. In pure CS. If you
Lapse.
factor in the
He's got some enemies
getting
around. The cookie will come out. Milan with the nukes. Axis dropping low. He throws out the call, but he won't connect onto anyone. We'll give him a bit of extra armor, but Borneo waits out the armor. Drops the fist. Toronto Tokyo, he's got the Ember Spirit under the tower. Just looking for a stun there momentarily, and there's a TP coming in. It's gonna be Skitter, goes for the Chrono. Leshrac is caught in, and there's nobody coming to save him. He's got 3 enemies, and now the Winter Wyvern TP's in. It's the... You're 5 seconds late.
Yeah, I really like the play.
Not sure if he could have done anything there, but still.
Yeah, but it's more about the fact that they bring overwhelming numbers to bottom, kill this Axe being aggressive, and then Leshrac in that window of time goes, well, I can pressure the tower, that's my job. And then a beautiful TP from Skidder gets that quick kill, takes away that Leshrac aggression, and now it's like, well, oh, we're not really losing anything on the map now from mudgolems, they can go back to farming. It'll be interesting to see Leshrac, if he TPs back in and maybe dies to, let's say, a support rotation now, his game can be really difficult. So he has to be very careful in the next kind of minute, what he wants to do. The stacks, though, Borneo trying to steal them. Gets 1. That's 1 more than, you know, 0.
Yeah, a tiny bit. still, like, even if the CS is a slight bit away, there's a bit of a difference between the Lesh and the Ember. Only a few hundred gold. We're not even talking about like plus 500 difference. This is like 250 difference.
Yeah, I think the
kill definitely brought up a little bit.
Yeah, but the kills, realistically, for Submarine, I don't think they cared too much because they're not locked into these spells and timings. They can just run back to the lane, right? As long as they don't get too over-aggressive and try and barrel back into the same position and die again, then perfectly fine. Like, look, you got Axe pressuring bot again, let's right back to farming mid. Like, you have to use big spells with mudgolems right now to get those kills. So it does give Yellow Submarine that breathing room to get to the items they need to play the game. Because again, like I said in the draft, they're a lineup that it scales really well much later into the game. But early on, they kind of are a little bit lackluster if mudgolems, can get the ball rolling. But right now, they're not really getting that ball rolling, so it could be a scary game.
And also, like, Axe is going for Blink, but Lesh is not going for Boots of Travel. He's going for the Bloodstone build. So you don't.
Good.
I mean, I like the Bloodstone, but you don't have like the mobility and the teleportation capability to work around with the Axe Blink.
I am happy that he didn't go for the bots. That basically puts you into the position of you have to pressure, and
Stampede.
magic resistance is the saving
Got the
grace
jump
right
on
now.
Yatoro. Not a lot of damage coming in, and the turnaround does come out from Yellow Submarine. 33 getting burnt up. Here comes Toronto Tokyo. Misses the stun, but it's still going to be a split kill. Bornea is also here. Does have mana for one jump. He's also got 19 stick charges, so he will stay around. Ooh, interesting play. Tried to get the roots, actually the chains to connect, but Lesh is dropping low. The Mortimer's kisses. And Borneo finishes the job. Phoenix coming in. He's got the egg. Will drop it down. Poro taking a bit of damage. Yatoro coming in with a haunt as well. He does have another tick jump, but he can't get to this Ember Spirit. And Phoenix is dead, so there's the egg used. Phoenix is gone. And they don't get to kill a single Mudgolem's hero?
It's the same principle as that first game, right? It's the rotation and then that post-rotation desire for aggression. Unfortunately, Mudgolems, they have the criteria. Let's say unfortunately. Fortunately for Mudgolems, let's say, they're in the position to be able to punish that because after the curse, there's no big stun, so Mudgolems get to just walk away, right? They just get to be like, thank you for the, for the engagement. We're upset you picked off one hero, but we just get to chip you non-stop. And that is going to be the story of Mudgolems. If they have that continued chip, and Yellow Submarine ever waste a key spell, it just allows Mudgolems to open the floodgates and just to barrel on through.
12 minutes in with Faces Void now finally getting to catch up with CS. His team is making space, 4,300 net worth now. Only 800 behind the Spectre. Not too bad. Especially since they haven't died. And this is the smoke for the Axe Blink. And Ember Spirit is the key prime target for it. But he knows something fishy is up. Collapse. Gets the blink in. And he misses it because Bora, he gets a tiny second there to react for it. He gets the chains onto 2. Phoenix keeping his teammates alive with the heal, and Skitter drops the chrono, hits 2, and there's the ulti coming from Sky, and Toronto Tokyo out, and Miposhka will get bashed up once. Will he get bashed up a second time? I don't think it's needed, because they will follow up with Fada coming in, and Bora and Skitter will take down the Wyvern and the Lesh. That's the blink reveal.
You gotta give it to Submarine. They are really trying, but this just the small plays coming out from Mudgolems are just styling on them. You think about it, the branch play top, the sleight of fist in mid, like these small plays are like, well, your aggression is good, but we're just gonna, do that extra little bit of something. And again, Skitter in the right place, right time, comes in with another chrono, and he is playing really well, especially after how laning phase went. He is coming in with those critical chronos to just turn that very necessary Yellow Submarine aggression.
Yeah. Just really, the Yellow Submarine, I feel like they don't have anything to work around with. We talked about their defensive capabilities, and if they get jumped on, they're ready to fight for it. But if we go the other way around, you want to play with the Axe Blink, I mean, things just happen. Sometimes you don't connect when he really needs to. Not every single blink dagger reveals goes the way you want to. Like, there's obviously going to be times when he just miss and fail. Like that was like the reaction there from the Ember Spirit was mainly because he had vision onto the low ground. Axe was running a tiny bit faster than him. Axe's smoke broke in the middle of all the creeps. I'm not sure if he even realized himself that his smoke actually broke like half a second before he blinked in for the call, and Ember was just ready with his finger like, okay, something fishy's happening, I'm gonna run away. And then he sees the axe is actually in vision of him, so he has the time to prep for it, and just reactionary saves himself. But a rotation coming in top. Milan Boronia got 33 as well, and he's right next to Miposhka, but Miposhka instantly turns around, though if he stays, he's in trouble. Yeah, well, it's a good move from mudgolems. There was no way the Wyvern was getting home from there.
Yeah, I just like how Milan as well, he didn't overcommit to that kill. You know, he didn't have to waste his Veil, he didn't have to waste his Mystic Flare. Sky's a hero that's very mana intensive.
Collapse.
So he was like, well, we've got the kill.
This is the call, but the instant TP coming in from Sky does cancel it though. They were ready to save Fada if he was in trouble. That was a close one.
Having the pipe finish shortly. He actually has the hood locked on the Centaur, so he's going to be able to take that engagement, activate the hood. When it's a big team fight, he'll unlock that, create the pipe, give it to his team. So just basically doubling the value, for this next engagement. You just got to give it to mudgolem. They're just their individual skill coming into this game. It really is showing in these plays that they're making. It's really good to see, and it is why they get third place at ESO Germany. As a new stack, that is. That sounded like it was an awkward flame, but it's more like they're a new stack, so it's really good they got third. Or at least
I mean, that's actually like completely true as well. And yet Skitter doesn't give a damn. Doesn't give a damn at all. He just throws his chrono into the middle of all these and just captures Yatoro.
Back to juggling, mate. Get back, Skitter. Go. You know what? Treat yourself to a tier 1. Then which way are you gonna go, Skitter?
Stun on 33. Cookie collapse with the call. Centaur dropping low on HP. The dunk will come through. Let's Rack dropping really low. Skitter will go into the fight. He gets Winter's Curse as well. The egg will be thrown into the backline as well. Toronto Tokyo will go down to Milan. Milan is still on the top side of this fight. Barania. He will try to keep up the pressure onto Miposhka, but he's unable to take down the Winter Wyvern. And now Collapse. He's got his blink available. He's got a call available, but he gets Yuled up into the air. The Ember Spirit able to keep him away as he tries to run away. Collapse. Does he have enough blink range? He does get the blink out, but the Remnant jump into the backline, and Milan will take down so bad, and Boronia just walks out from the south side of the stairs, just getting outstyled here by mudgolems.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not able to contain the fight. You saw how the idea of the double birds came into play, where you have the egg, you layer the curse, and you try and time it so that as soon as curse ends, you have that big stun from the egg as well. But unfortunately, a little bit too far away, slightly mistimed, allowed the Void to, jump out at the edge of the fight. It's just so hard for Submarine to take these fights where they're on the hardcore defense right now, because that chrono, there's so much damage coming out. They don't have like the Glimmer Cape, they don't have the levels in Cold Embrace, they don't have that big save. So this Sky pick, really good Sky pick, you Veil Mystic Flare, whoever is getting targeted in that chrono is gonna pop. So yeah, mudgolem's just playing really well around their lineup. But I just want to see when we get that first timing from Yellow Submarines. It's going to be Blade Mail, Manta Spectre, Bloodstone on the Leshrac. That might be a time they will look for a fight.
You want to hear one positive side about Yellow Submarine and Spectre?
Go for it.
Yatoro has the same amount of net worth at 18 minutes as he had in last game at around 35 minutes. So
he's having a better game.
He's having a way better game. So Spectre is not a liability, but instead it might just be the reliability.
This is where we're going as Dota buff, and he's played 2001 games.
But we'll have to
2000 on Spectre.
We'll have to bring back the what's it called? The phrase from game number 1. We'll have to see in 10 more minutes about the Spectre. But that's how it always goes. Like, we'll just look at the clock. All right, let's give it another 10 minutes and see what happens. But this one is looking definitely a lot better. 33, very difficult target to jump on. But if they don't find anything else, they might go for it. Milan is coming in. The call will come out, though. 33 will be dropped into half HP, and they actually get the job done. And all the way onto Milan. He is trying to TP away, and will do so. The haunt has been used so bad. It's deep inside the jungle, but there's nobody to be found there. So a quick kill, but it does come at the cost of the haunt.
But this is basically what both lineups are going to be trying to do in this game. It's like, if we have Chrono, go for that pick off, reset, get aggression out, go for the jungle. Same for Yellow Submarine. They just use Horn. They could still try and chain some kills here due to the fact that the Centaur, the big
Drone
pipe carrier,
charges
is
used
dead.
by Fada, instantly trying to disengage. The chains onto 2, and here comes the Winter's Curse. Can they follow up on this? And Skitter comes in with the Chrono. He will try, but Collapse also gets the taunt on 2, and Piranha will go down. They've lost the Ember Spirit. Now Skitter goes onto Collapse, and Collapse will fall. He jumps straight onto Miposhka. Look at those bashes go! And it doesn't even look like mudgolems break a single sweat in this team fight. Collapse comes in with a really good call to save from the Chrono, but it's not enough. 1 to 4.
Unfortunately, it's just it hurt. It pains me to see. You know, Yellow Submarine, they really are trying to be go-getters in life. You know, they want to get what they really desire, and that's, you know, some kills. But it's just so damn hard. They commit so heavily. They do get the Borneo kill, which probably feels great the way he's been playing. It's nice, you know, to take him out of the game for a little bit. But you kill him, suddenly the Chrono comes in. You deal with the Chrono, it's like, okay, now there's this Snapfire. It's just so damn hard to get these kills via Submarine. But every time we see them take an engagement, they get a really, really good pickoff in game 1, game 2. And then they just try and take another fight after. And I feel like if they were just able to accept that one pickoff as a big win, and then go for the farm and play under their own vision, then I could maybe see them being able to, you know, take these games to a much closer side. But look at this minimap. Look at the bottom jungle where they took that fight. That double radiant vision. They're trying to make this big Hail Mary second chained fight into where they have no vision. Maybe their ward got dewarded during the fight, but it's so difficult for them to make these plays when they don't have Horn. So I respect the aggression, I respect the style, but it is getting them into difficult positions.
Well, they find one ops ward. They even place down a second sentry to make sure that there's any vision around. They'll get rid of. They drop a third sentry, and with that, they finally find the second ops. So that's a plenty of vision dropped in there. But at the same time, if Orska's courier has been killed inside the Roche pit, that should be a warning sign for Yellow Submarine. But can they contest it? They have Haunt. They have Call. They are actually going bottom to take a fight and contest this tier 2 tower. Collapse is already very low on HP. Doesn't have a call available. Gets cookied up by Fada. And the follow-up from Skitter goes straight towards the ledge track. He doesn't have Chrono for 20 seconds, but he's happy to take this fight. But he might lose a life, and he will! Yatoro takes down Skitter. Oh, no. Oh, no. They just lose their Faceless Void way too early. And that is also a killed Miposhka. And they will lose so bad. So 3 heroes still going from Yellow Submarine, but Ember, the stun available from Toronto Tokyo, doesn't connect the stun. Mortimer's kisses. Yatoro burns some of it back with the blade mail. Borneo onto the low ground, gets the chains, and the 2-man stun from 33. And that's it for them. And they will take the entire fight there. And Borneo with the ultra kill. Even if the Faceless Void wasn't there with the big combos, with the big ultis to drop the damage, the Ember Spirit prevails, fights it through, brings the ultra for the team, and the team wipe.
Borneo is just styling, man. Like, oh, yep.
You're going to need a pause. You're really going to need a breather pause here momentarily after seeing that fight.
They're like, this game was really, really even, like 5 minutes ago. It felt like it could easily go either way, but just the way in which the fights are being taken, if you try and like think about that previous engagement, once again, this like, look at the minimap, look at the 3 dire sentries, which is like, we just lost a fight due to vision. We're going to deward this vision. And they go back there, they try again, and it just feels so difficult where, look, Phoenix has Egg, Wyvern has Curse. You know, it's one of those plays where the fight started because the axe was so deep under the tower. Skeeter was super over aggressive, but then like Submarine isn't set up for this type of engagement. It's very much like they're chasing towards their axe. Like, don't worry, we're gonna come to you. We're gonna help. Ah, you're already dead. Okay, maybe let's take this fight now. Oh wait, how are we gonna stop Borneo? Our axe is dead. Our big control. So again, Yellow Submarine, they're really trying to be aggressive. They are playing around this Leshrac, trying to, you know, force it, especially with no Chrono up at that time. But just the positioning, having the numbers ready, it's not a simple jump, kill, go next. It's jump, run around in circles. He's got the Glimmer now. get some dust on him, go for him. All right, kill him. All right, he's not dead. All right, we've lost. Damn. Oh well. So yeah, Submarine, they just gotta clean themselves up a bit.
Well, we are 23 minutes into the game. How's our Spectre looking like? Not too bad, actually, with Blade Mail and Manta. Going for Diffusal Blade, so a tiny bit of extra damage. But most importantly, what I do like about it is when you pop the Haunt, you drop your Reality. If you need to drop, like, if you need to break someone's Manta, use a Diffusal Blade for it, and then jump to another target. So you've got some ways to work around with that, though.
This is a really good diffusal game. Like in the theory of it, like Void Ember's Centaur, they're all small mana pools. Oh, technically Ember when he buys the item, but they're locked into their mana pools. Are they contesting this? So
are they? Yeah, they are. They are contesting it, but they're going to be too late for it. They might have to turn around because this Roche is double bashing Skitter, though. He's got that DD rune, and he finally picks up the Aegis, but the fight breaks loose, and this is going to favor mudgolems because they're going to get Skitter in. He's still got that DD for a few more seconds, and he also has a Chronosphere to throw into, so he's got a lot of damage as well. Collapse gets the Columbornia, but it's not going to save him.
Whew.
They will also take down so bad. Two heroes picked off quickly. Yellow Submarine, well, I mean, Roche did give them a fighting chance with that double bash on the Faceless Void, but still, that fight favored Mudgolem so heavily because the longer the fight was taking, the closer Yellow Submarine was getting to them, and they just unleash hell.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where they feel like they have to contest it. Unfortunately, they don't have Haunt for that vision setup, and again, they're just not ready for it. Then it's very difficult because due to Yellow Submarine's own aggression, they're unable to have that foothold on the map. They don't have that vision set up for Roshan at that critical, 20-minute window. They're not ready with their big spells because they used Haunt aggressively bottom in that failed fight. So due to Yellow Submarine's own aggression, their own mistakes, Mudgolems are reaping the rewards right now.
9,000 gold difference between these two now. And this is only the first Roche that has been picked up so far. We got to see quite a lot of Roshans in game number 1. So I hope in terms of how this series goes forward, how Yellow Submarine kind of catches up onto the pace of the game against a strong team like Mudgolems, who've really proven to be one of the strongest teams, and they haven't even been out there for a long time. So I hope that this game still keeps on going for, like, who knows, 45 minutes maybe, because they otherwise they just don't get to, like, show their potential that this team has, since they do have that.
Well, they have they've shown it with their desire for aggression, and we have to remember this is an open qualifier team playing up against a team that arguably is one of the top 2 seeds in this tournament. So it is very much a David v Goliath matchup, and we are seeing it kind of in effect. But this will be a big fight for Yellow Submarine. They have vision. They are set up correctly. This could be the big fight, but unfortunately, Leshrac is 100 gold from his Ags, so they are going to hope for the big play. Or nothing.
Snap doesn't need more than 300 gold for Aghanim's, and we're gonna get Gobble up back in the fight. Who are we gonna be gobbling? Who are we gonna be gobbling?
Anyone.
Right,
literally anyone. Just
yeah.
No, I just say that. Realistically, it's the Void for the free Chrono, Center for the free Stomp, or maybe even the Ember. So you have to save him a Remnant, right?
Yeah. I feel like Ember and the Centaur could be really good because that's a blink stun. And for Ember Spirit, it's just like that instant chains and Remnant out. You just use it for vision.
Exactly.
And a Radiant Scan.
I just realized how sad it was for Yellow Submarine. Not only, like, Radiant Scan top after the Yellow Submarine stood here for like a minute. So it's like the Ember's Boronier is not even going to go for this creep wave like that aggressively. So unfortunately, Yellow Submarine not even going to get a pick off due to their patience.
Like, you do your thing, I'll do my thing, and we're just gonna take a quick tier 1 tower because we can. How long?
Really good itemization from Skitter though. If you gloss over his items real quick, SMY Satanic against his axe, against his real limited lockdown, it just opens up the game for him. Where if they throw these stuns, he's gonna tank through them for his team, and it allows for his Ember to have such a great game. It's why Boronier is playing so well, not only because he's goddamn good, but Skitter can now tank so many more spells. He might die, sure, but it makes Boronier look good.
Spectre,
do you think there's ever a pro in history that has actively maybe tried to play a little bit worse to try and make a teammate look better? realistically, that's obviously a no. But do you think anyone could use that excuse?
I don't know. Maybe Pili die. I don't know.
Yes, the many deaths to then open up his team to farm.
Yes,
Ace
yes,
does
that
look
could be
pretty good with 5 men, to be fair, right? So, you know, so
yeah.
I could see it, maybe.
I could see it. I could see that work. Who else? I mean, yeah. Sometimes like maybe your carrier and mid player, you know, gets stuck somewhere, so the other one has to do all the work.
Maybe I need to reword the question, all right? Because technically, it could be
I'll give you a
flaming.
second chance. Go for it.
Who do you think dies a little bit more than they need to, just because it makes the scoreboard look better for their teammates? There you go. Just for like the show points. And then technically, Paladai still kind of answers.
Kind of does, but I will just say the guy who plays Jakiro.
Okay, interesting.
Because you have that casual game where you have casual. You've got Jakiro. He's got 19 deaths in this game. He has 0 impact on anything. He exists, but he will not have any impact towards anybody in this game. He just exists basically. So he does his job. He does his job. If he lands an ice path, good for you, but you're probably not going to, because you've died so many times that you don't even have a level 2 ultimate yet, like in a 40-minute game. So
all right, we got a smoke though from Yellow Submarine. Are they gonna actually find anyone?
Well, this is an important one. They haven't had any successful smoke so far in this game, so this one might just be the one. And they find the big target. It's going to be the Faceless Void, and Skitter is out of play. Yatoro picks it up, and they will also put the chase. The Stampede has already been used. Yatoro, he's got 7 seconds for another Diffusal Blade, but he doesn't have it right away, so he couldn't keep up the chase on the Ember Spirit. But they find a big pick off. It's the carry pick as well from Mudgolems. No idea why the Faceless Void.
Again.
Why was he that far ahead? Like, why is he the one going in first?
Well, that's the thing. His itemization, he is trying to be that tanky frontliner who can't eat.
He wants to be the alpha male, right?
Yeah, he does. He wants to be, you know, the Chad on the block.
The Chad on the block.
When there's enough spells.
Alright, well, Yatoro might be doing the same thing here. He's gonna get comboed up. He's gonna get hit by 3 ultimates, and bye-bye. And here comes Collapse, goes in with the Blink Columns at 33. The Winter's Curse used on Barani on the backline. At the same time, Toronto Tokyo, very low on HP, but it will take down 33 from Leshraki. Will be hit. The jump from Barania.
Deleted.
And gone, just like that. Miposhka also dropping very low on HP. And Fada, with the gobble up, tries to find one more pickoff. It's gonna be Sobas Phoenix, but he gets out. But the Winter Wyvern will not be as successful. So, alright, first we gave Skitter away, now we give Yatoro away, but this one actually leads into a team fight, so it's a 2-for-1. Sorry,
I'm not really surprised at this point, right? It's the Yellow Submarine's play. They get the good pickoff, and then they try and hold that area aggressively due to the pickoff, but they don't have Haunt available because they've used it. So this aggressive positioning, it isn't good when you can't take a fight in that position. And it's why, when you think about cooldown lineups with skirmish lineups, the skirmish normally come out on top because they can always hold an aggressive position after they win a fight. But unfortunately for the Submarine, they are always trying to, you know, get that extra bit of, you know, map control, like ground. But it's failed, unfortunately. That I don't think they've won a post-fight fight in any of the games in the series. Yeah, exactly. You know, like the fight B, you know? The fight B, Yellow Submarine have always
that's the one
lost,
where you usually overextend your welcome type of fight.
Exactly.
33, unable to get the catch onto Sobad. We'll get to push this top tier 2.
After that engagement, like you said, they take this top tier 2, and they're already back in this aggressive positioning. And maybe you could argue for Yellow Submarine, at least they got some vision out, but look at the map. There's no dire vision. Like this one cheeky mid ward.
That's
gobble
up. And it will be landing onto the Leshrac, but Toronto Tokyo trying to make some evasive action here. Tries to dodge the Mortimer's Kisses. Still 2,000 HP to work through, but Ember Spirit dropping low and just burns away. The Chrono Spear's there, but it's not going to be a successful one because the egg goes off as well. Spectre trying to keep on Skitter. Skitter's got 100 of movement speed, but he does get the jump, and Collapse will follow up with another blink onto the Faceless Void, and Skitter will go down. Yellow Submarine. What is happening in this game? Suddenly, they take 4 and lose none. And they go for Rosh. They get their first Roshan.
Their spells are up, Panda, that's why.
Wow.
Mudgolems, they jumped in very aggressive, and the key thing here is Boromir, he got controlled, sorry. He got locked down, and because he died instantly, you don't have this constant chip coming in. And the egg, everything just worked well for Submarine there. So mudgolems with a slight mishap in positioning, especially for Boromir, he played so damn well. Him dying at the start of this fight, it completely unlocked Submarine just to take it. And also you have the Haunt just picking apart the supports. Like, you don't want to play Skywrath Mage into Spectre, you know, 30 minutes into the game realistically, so he really is going to have to find a way to survive through these games, fights.
That was an interesting
Collapse
moment there in the top side of the
jive.
map. There was Collapse and 33. They were both are going left and right, and then they're coming straight towards each other. And Axe goes for the call, and Centaur blinks away, and TP's home. Is like, all right, I've overstayed my welcome.
That's like a 6-7k net worth swing. Oof.
Yeah.
And this is the type of lineup for the Submarine where if they get one more fight in their favor, then it becomes very much a cool. Mudgolems have to play for that cooldown, have to go, if Haunt's up, we can never take a fight, and it's going to be Yellow Submarine's game to lose, taking that, you know, that fight B, like I mentioned earlier.
Quick reactionary play there, but nobody to be found. What is the cooldown actually even on that? That's like 40 seconds. All right, so you can do it a decent amount of times. So Collapse will get to blink a lot more frequently than that, and Milan is out. Stampede is used, but Centaur will be caught with the rod. He does get the blink off in time. Still being chased up by the rest, and Faceless Void is around. Collapse finds 33. 7 seconds for blink, misses the call. Is he actually going to dodge all of these? No way. No way. All right, there's the stun. That was 2.5 seconds away from a blink dagger, but 2 pickoffs for Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, Yellow Submarine are hitting their stride.
They are.
They just kind of, like,
I mean, I'm just looking.
They're placed on their aggression.
I'm just looking at these graphs, and it feels like somebody opened the amusement parks maybe a bit too early. That's a long water slide.
Yeah, it's big splash. But mudgolems, the splash is.
Do they get the big splash? Is the question. How far
to be decided.
is that?
They're trying to play so wide on the map. Like, you see Yellow Submarine, they're a defensive lineup. They have decided after 30 minutes of play where they tried to go aggressive, all they need to do is play on the defensive, like I mentioned earlier. So now, because of that, they get to find these like lone mudgolem heroes who are trying to be super aggressive because they've been allowed to for the last 30 minutes. And now, rather than running into like 1 or 2, they're running into 5. And that's where you don't have to use Haunt for a pickoff because the kills are literally coming to you. And if I was mudgolems right now, I'd be very scary because they've not been able to find that perfect window to punish Yellow Submarine, and now these items are kicking in. Abyssal Blade on Spectre, Net's going to be Nullifier, Leshrac, Octarine, Ags, Bloodstone. Like, he's so goddamn tanky, and an Aegis. Like, this is... I didn't think I'd be saying this, but Yellow Submarine, they got to the window of the game where they can goddamn take it.
Is the 10-minute timer up already, TeaGuv?
Yeah, we've surpassed the 10-minute timer. He gets to play Dota 2 this game.
It's been around 78 minutes or so, and Yatoro finally has a game for himself. That's a yay.
Does Toronto. This is it. Submarine have got their timing. This is very, very scary. Mudgolems with a couple plays where put him in a bad spot. He goes for, Skeeter was going for Skadi, then decided going for MKB. Respectable, needs one. Not both.
I like the positioning here from Yellow Submarine, taking that high ground advantage instead of playing it from the right side. Knowing they have the Aegis, they're very comfortable just taking that high ground for themselves. Collapse is just waiting for the call when to call Mudgolems.
Well, this is one of the best positions to play when you're pressuring this tier 2. You have that high ground vision behind you, and you just support your Leshrac correctly. And this is the nice thing: when they get to this objective taking time, Leshrac with Aegis, he just gets to walk up with Edict. If you ever jump him, suddenly Curse, Egg, Cool, Haunt, like, it's so scary at this point of the game. And I'm so surprised, honestly, to see Submarine actually get here, because I thought Mudgolems as a team would be able to pick apart this type of draft, but damn, Yellow Submarine, they get some really good chain kills into them.
Collapsy goes for the straight blink call onto the Snapfire Hawk coming out as well. Onto the back lines, they've also taken this Snap down, but they will also take down Mulan. So they've already lost to Yellow Submarine. They get the Winter's Curse and Barania. He's all alone. Where is his backup? Where is his friends now? And here comes Skitter. Can't even get the chrono. He only walks in with a jump and he finally lands it onto the ground on Toronto, Tokyo. He will live through it and they just burn it all the way back. 33 is out. Skitter has to back away. And the buyback and Barania, he does have one remnant to jump with, but does he have more? No, he doesn't. 20 seconds without a remnant. You are gone. You're done for. He tries his best, but his life eventually runs out. And Yellow Submarine, I've been praising these guys for a bit, finally I can be proud to say that they are in the lead for the first time, pretty much.
The double birds.
The double birds.
I was a doubter. I didn't think the double birds would be able to beat the golems, but they're doing it.
Wait,
okay. I lied. I'm so sorry.
Collapse will go for the call though. But Skitter is still up and running, so is Fada, and the buyback coming from Ember Spirit and Borneo. This is a chance for Mudgolems. If they can get the catches, they take down the Axe, and Axe is going to be a really big pickoff for them. Can they get more? Because this is going to be very punishing for Yellow Submarine. Feeling a bit too overconfident this time, and Lesh is out. 3 heroes gone. We have totally jinxed this game.
It's
Got
the
down
fight
Yellow
B.
Submarine.
It's fight B. Fight A good. Fight B bad.
Fight B bad.
No. In all seriousness,
even ogres understand when to give up.
That is a double buyback though, from your Ember, from your Centaur. So even though Yellow Submarine did lose another fight B, that second fight after the big fight, they did actually have to use a lot of resources here. So Mudgolems, they have to force out at least one buyback here. Lesher doesn't even have buyback, so this could be scary.
And this is actually the same as in game 1, because Mudgolems were ending the game when they had 0 buybacks up, when Yellow Submarine still had theirs, but they didn't have the NP to defend them that time. Now they're lacking several more heroes. Skitter holding the front line. He's got Satanic, pops it up, regens up, and backs away. He leaves the tier 3 tower up, but they know they have a 5-minute window with no glyph if they want to go for a quick push play. They don't have to do it now, but they have 5 minutes, so they've probably written that up somewhere. Do you actually write some of the stuff up? I mean, every team doesn't actually do that. Some teams do.
All right, this is where you got to give a big shout out, I think, to Kezu, because he is like the goddamn best player for typing up every single critical timing for a game. You know, like Roshan, Spell, like he's, you know, on the ball for it. And personally, I think it depends on how keen I am on winning the game.
Yeah, I guess like if you're in super focus mode, you see a buyback come in the middle of the team fight and you're a support player, you'll literally just write that time up in your brain and you're like, all right, we've got 7 minutes. And this is exactly the time, the second. So if this really goes down to like a 3-second push to end the game, we can do it because it doesn't have buyback. That guy who did the effort for the research for it is the MVP.
Well, the key thing as well is in a competitive game, you're not really, you know, pinging items, typing. It's a lot more verbal, right? So it opens up your text chat to be useful. So simply selecting time and pinging like Spectre is missing is translated in like Dota talk to be Spectre's buyback, right? And then during the downtime, someone can write it up, right? So I think that's the main difference, where in a pub, it's very hard to have these timings cleanly done outside of you literally typing it in the moment, because again, like I said, that text chat in a pro game is very, very chill. Unless you're OG, you're spamming your chat walls and just having a good laugh. But
oh, yeah.
But anyways, Mudgolems, during that chat, they smoked up, looked for a pickoff, weren't unable to find it, but the key thing is they know that right now, due to the Spectre being an absolute raid boss, they cannot hold such an aggressive position, because one haunt, pick apart the positioning, Axe comes in, the fight could be already lost. And Mudgolems respect the fact that Yellow Submarine are now ahead in the team fights. They fail the pickoff, instantly back, retreat, you know?
Well, we can see Toronto Tokyo's going for a very standard item build here. I did like the Bloodstone has actually paid off in a sense. since he... Okay, this is another game where he has like 7-8 deaths, just like the last game, but still, he's putting in the effort, he's putting in the work for it, and he's got a decent amount of stacks still remaining, so it's not too bad, not too bad. He's going for Shivas.
I haven't seen Leshrac pick up an axe. I won't lie. I also haven't seen much Leshrac, to be fair, but I'm a big fan of it. Just like you pressure roll.
Yeah.
It's like so much more damage coming out, especially when the Void, if he jumps into you in Chrono, doesn't have that BKB up. Not only are you eating through an Edict, through a Pulse Nova, you also have this Lightning Storm just chaining over the top of it. So, pretty good items.
And like, okay, I did not even realize. I did not even realize. Leshrac has 4,500 HP. Like, what?
Man, he's got the Witless Shaco.
He's got a Witless Shaco. I know, but 4,500.
Like, look at all of his items. Yeah, he's got the big boy items, the Octarine, the Bloodstone, the Axe. These are like, oh, big items. I don't know why I went for that expression of itemization, but you get it. I just like this point. This is like the beauty of Dota right now. You know, 40 minutes into the game, both teams can easily win a big fight if they get the correct jump. If we get that big chrono, but they're just respecting each other. They're pushing out lanes, playing defensive. Oh, it's like who buckles under the pressure first? Will it be the team that just came third, the open qualifier team? Like, oh, it's woof.
All right. Well, Roche has been started.
Damn close.
This couldn't be any tighter than it is. 8,000 HP, 7,000 HP. Skitter walks in, gets the cookie, and Leshrac, he finds out it's raisin and not chocolates, but Skitter is actually dead. He goes for the buyback instantly on the Faceless Void. 33's Courier dies in the midst of all of this, and this Roche pit is still being contested. 3,600 HP. Very big pick off for Yellow Submarine. 33 thrown inside the Roche pit with the gobble up.
I just Skitter's
wait for it.
Upsetting me.
Just
won't lie.
Just wait for it. Do they see the Lesh? There they go. Oh, what a stun! Oh, he pops the A on this, only on the Ember Spirit, but still something. Lesh taking a lot of damage, but you do have to remember he's got a lot of his Skitter. Doesn't throw the chrono. Now he does, and he only catches one. It's going to be the Leshrac inside of it. And Roche is also going really low on HP in the backline. They also get some hits in, and Bad will throw in the egg. And at the same time, the Windsor's Curse on Submarine to 33 for isolated from the fight inside, and Skitter will go, and they will take down Toronto. Tokyo will come with the buyback instantly to the fight as well. Skitter dropping really low on HP as this Faceless Void has to jump away back to safety. Baronia coming in with another jump as well, and they might take down the 33 Centaur. They will, and they will take the Roche, and Skitter will take it onto the Faceless Void, so he's on a buyback right now. He really needs it for himself. They will lose the Snapfire at least, and Mudgolems instantly disengage. They force the buybacks. Nobody has a buyback right now. 3 kills, 3 buybacks onto 2.
That was a beautiful fight though from Mudgolems, in the idea that 33 moves around the Void. He hit such a large stomp on the backlines. It allowed for them to get onto this Leshrac with this this one-man chrono.
I saw that hammer, the Havoc hammer on the backline, but that was a 3-guy stun.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and it allowed for this fight to go well. And it's that chip damage that Mudgolems are able to use. They survive through the Haunt. That's the key thing. The question is, do they have anything left in the tank to actually defend up against 5 heroes of Yellow Submarine with this Leshrac just pounding at your towers? They don't have chrono.
It's like this game, this series, there's only so few words that you can say inside a team fight, because there's so many things happening all around from all these players, like especially that Havoc hammer. Hitting 3 guys on the back line, I was like, alright, I saw it. Okay, there's 5 things happening at the same time. When people are fighting in the back line, we see eggs exploding, Roche is still alive, chrono, people dodging the chrono, people getting hit by more stuns, and it's like, what is going on? Like, is this fight even going to end at any point? They will take the Midrax, however.
But there's now a big window to play out this game, because you see the fact that Axe no buyback, Leshrac no buyback, Spectre no buyback.
Right onto the back, they got the Windsor's Curse straight onto Borania, and they are surrounding him. Snapfire coming in with a buyback. So can they save him? The Aeon Disc will keep him alive, and they also gobble up the Faceless Void. 5 seconds for the chrono. Can he find a big one? Yellow Submarine, they gotta be careful. The call coming in from Collapse as well. Ember Spirit dropping really low, but Skitter will find themselves too, but he can't take down Miposhka, and Borania will finally go down, but he also goes for the buyback. Collapse has got a call available, but he needs 3 more seconds for the blink. Milan is also caught inside, and then we'll take Milan down. Skitter, he's in the middle of Yellow Submarine, and Skitter, he's dropping low, 300 HP. Aegis is out of the way, but Piranha coming in to intervene, trying to save his teammates. Yellow Submarine on the run right now. The stun connecting onto the Leshrac. Toronto Tokyo, will he go down? Yes, he will. Finally runs out of HP points, and Miposhka will be caught in the trees, make it at least 2 final kills, but 3 buybacks from mudgolems.
So the buybacks now, only Centaur has it for Radiant and only Wyvern for Dire. Phoenix might have it shortly. So if I'm mudgolems, you see Leshrac dead for 110. You gotta run it down mid, lads. You gotta get yourselves together. What do we want end? When do we want it end? Just go mid. The end train is coming. They have a DD as well.
Boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
High ground in peril for Yellow Submarine. Skitter leading the forces. BKB blink in straight on top. And it will get the Faceless Void to safety. 33 with the stun on Spectre. The ulti from Sky comes out as well. A bit of damage here and there, but Yatoro still living through it. 2,000 HP still remaining. And the Winter's Curse connecting onto 3. A lot of damage. Collapse with the 3-man call. And they will take down 33, but he is in trouble now. He needs to back up on his teammates, but he won't live through this one. And Axe is gone for 120 seconds. He is not going to be back to save his base if mudgolems decide to go all the way. And they will. They jump onto the backline. They've got the Stampede onto the Winter Wyvern. He's trying to keep onto Miposhka, but they can't see him right now. But there's a stun coming in from Yatoro as well. The Mortimer's Kisses. Look at that firepower. There's so much fire coming in from the Snapfire, keeping them away, zooming them away from the base. And the Tier 4 tower also taking a lot of damage here with Sitter and Fada slowly chipping down this Yellow Submarine base. If they win this one, this series is going to be over 2-0. But Yellow Submarine still want to keep fighting. 20 seconds for Leshrac to be up. The first Tier 4 tower finally taken down. Melee Rex is still there. Mudgolems might decide to back away here. They're still keeping up the damage.
Well. I think, especially with the Axe not having buyback, I think they're going to still be confident in this position.
They might go for a quick play here, but Lesh is now respawning. And Toronto Tokyo needs to be very careful here right now. Yatoro going for it. The Rod comes out, the Abyssal Blade onto the Faceless Void, but he's got so much status resistance that he's almost fine with this. He throws the Chrono to Toronto Tokyo. There's an egg in the backline, but there's no damage coming in from Skitter, but the egg will dove down. They will take down the Phoenix, and Phoenix coming in with a buyback into this fight. Skitter dropping low, and Faceless Void is gone for 120 seconds. Piranha trying to make a run for him along with the TP away, and Fada will take the bullet. Yellow Submarine, they hold their base alive, but how long? How much time do they have? They've got the TP boost. Lesh instantly walking back to base. Might go for a teleport play, but we'll have to see. We still have to wait and see what's going to happen. 50 minutes. Oh my god, what a game this is turning into be.
They just had no damage in that Chrono Panda. They just had nothing.
They had
another Haunt instantly killing Milan.
That's one. They can't find more with it though, but it's still a pick off. That's still 3 heroes gone. That might just be it. That might just be it.
This honestly is it. If there's some miracle play, if there's ever going to be a miracle play, Borony is going to be the one that's going to do it paired to 33. But like, they're going to have to do some like.
He does positive side.
His planet level miracle, you know. Like,
at least his Aeon Disc is now just now coming off cooldown. So if they get the heart locked down, he can instantly purge it away and still stay alive. Keep living to fight for another day. Oh boy, oh boy. Miposhka slowly closing in. Ember's Spirit has been spotted on the side. He doesn't know about the Winter Wyvern though. And one dodge from a stun. 80 seconds for Sky. 50 seconds for the Faceless Void, and Yellow Submarine coming inside this Mudgolem's base towards the Tier 4s, and maybe taking down the first one. The jump from Borania doesn't quite go through. He can't stop the Spectre machine. Here comes the Glyph. Still 30 seconds for players to come back alive, and also 50-second cooldown still on the buyback on this Faceless Void. So if they can just hold out for just a tiny bit longer, they need as much time as they can. Borania tries to buy the time for his team. He will be able to take some advantage and some attraction to himself, and 33 is in trouble. The Centaur is out for 120. The second Tier 4 tower going down as well. Piranha still trying to keep up the fight, the good fight. The chances are still there. 2,500 HP still remaining on the Ancient. The egg will go up from Soban, and the Ancient 1,000 HP. The
Chrono!
Skitter coming in with a jump, and he finds Toronto Tokyo. And Collapse coming to intervene, but the Ancient is falling. 300 HP. Yellow Submarine will take it in the end, and this series is tied 1-1.
God blimey, mate. That is I gotta give it to Yellow Submarine. I did say I doubted the double bird strap. I also did say the double bird strap at 40+ minutes is very good. So at least I covered my bases on the bird flame. So I'm kind of like, I wasn't wrong technically, but it's fine.
That's
But
fine. That's fine.
I am, unfortunately for mudgolems, this wasn't a game where they're not going to be proud of it in any way. I think they're going to be a little bit upset with themselves. And I think Skeeter, unfortunately, I he takes a lot of flack in most of his career. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people naturally just don't want to give him that much praise.
True.
But
True.
he has played goddamn well before for this team. But in this single game, it just it just wasn't there. Unfortunately, he had the items to be that frontline tanky guy, but he just got picked off one too many times. And like, think about the amount of times he had that big crown opportunity. Unfortunately, he either missed it or at least he just lacked the damage because the team wasn't set up for it. So I think, unfortunately for mudgolems, a little bit of lack of team cohesion at some points with maybe the void.
Hmm.
It kind of stumbled and made the team a little bit kind of unable to make these big fights. But realistically, that's less about Skitter and more about the fact that Submarine's draft does scale to then be like the most anti-void draft. Because we cannot forget this was a first pick void, right?
Hmm.
So it's not as if it's going to be like the gotcha void pick where they have nothing to deal with him. Like, he is the most like countered void on paper in terms of he can't really kill the Leshrac later on. He can't kill Spectre. Like, he literally can't ever kill anyone. It's about him enabling his team. And unfortunately, mudgolems did kind of fall off that point where they lacked the damage to eventually kill Yellow Submarine. So I think the TLDR in this game is, sure, Skeeter had some questionable moments, but realistically, it's the cohesion of the entire team that fundamentally led to their demise in the second game. And props to the Submarine sticking out the game, getting some big pickoffs, and eventually just having some really, really nice team fights.
Well, on the positive side, my TLDR for this series or this game, because the series is still going on, we go to game number 3. Yatoro, you got yourself a game. Hopefully you get one also in game number 3. We're going to take a tiny break here with T-Panda and TeaGuvnor casting this first series. We're still going another one, but we still have map number 3, so don't disappear anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes.